Guys, it's Sunday morning-ish, lunch-ish, and I came over to the storage unit to pick up the things that I've sold so far. It's been kind of a slow weekend. Only about 6 things sold. I do have about 50 things that I need to relist, and I'm going to try and take my time and go through those, which I've said before, but I'm going to try and take my time and go through those and see if I can look at what's, look at that listing and see if I can tweak it a little bit, change the price, whatever, look at the shipping and see if that I can get those things sold. I mean, it's slow. I'm kind of hearing those rumblings around the Facebook groups, and it's just the way it is. So I'm gonna work through that and I'll show you what I sold. And also I got this interesting message over like Friday night into Saturday morning. Somebody kind of giving me the sob story on why they couldn't afford this item and how I responded to that. And there were some messages back and forth. And I want to share those with you to give you an idea of how you can deal with some of those pleadings for greatly reduced items or free items even. I'll just show you an example of how I handle it. You can do whatever you like. You can make that deal if that suits you and that makes you feel good about that purchase. Or there's an alternate way of handling those, and I want to take you through the reasoning that I used and the steps that I used to address that and remain professional and to not get emotionally wrapped up in that. So we'll go through those messages and I'll show you those, and I'll just give you my take on that. But interesting. I don't think it was like a scammer per se. I think that there were some credibility issues in that particular message, but I'll show you all that later. So let me get back to the house and I'll show you what I bought. Or yeah, what I bought. Was that Freudian? Do we think was it Freudian? Does that mean I'm gonna stop at the thrift store on the way home? It might be, but I will show you what I sold. All right, be back. I thought I'd go over what I sold and incidentally what I bought, because I did stop by the thrift store, but nothing earth-shattering. Okay. So those plastic yellow Little Tikes swings that have the blue bar in the front that everybody and their brother has had in their backyard tree like forever? Well, I got one of those and I did sell it. Let me see if I can get that up here. Phew. So this one is the Little Tikes swing that came off the Little Tikes dollhouse, and I bought that dollhouse for $7. I parted it out. I've already sold one part for like $12, I think, plus shipping, and this sold for $24.99. Let's see, $24.99 with free ship, and it just weighs a couple ounces, so it'll take less than $3 to ship that. I listed this, probably it's been listed just over a month, maybe. This is an Our Generation Batat is the company, green chair, and this fits the American Girl dolls. Did I have a stroke? Something? Anyway, and also the Our Generation dolls, and it does have this weird kind of stain that you can only see lightly. I did describe that. These chairs are super expensive, and even with the stain and the damage that I described, this sold for $34.99 plus shipping for a total of $42.85, and I think I paid $6.99 for this little chair. Next thing that sold is this Lurky doll. If I don't break it. This is Lurky. And Lurky is from the 80s, I think the 80s Rainbow Bright, maybe in the early 90s. He is the sidekick of the bad guy, and this is a pretty hefty plush. This is pretty big. I paid $1, I think, for this, maybe $2. I had him for a long time, and he just wouldn't sell. I lowered the price to $9.99 on him, and finally he sold plus shipping for a total of $19.49. He will not go first class. He's far too heavy. So I probably will put him in a bag, in a poly bag, in a poly mailer if I've got one big enough. And if not, I'll just squish him up a little bit and put him in a box. It shouldn't increase the cost to ship him very much. This came in a lot that my sister and I bought. It is a marine fuel line supply, and this was opened, but it looks like it's complete. I sold this for $22.99 plus shipping for a total of $30.19. This is a manual laminating machine that I paid a couple of bucks for. It does have a partial roll of lamination in it. I sold this for $27.75 plus shipping for a total of $37.29. And okay, final thing. I just had to make sure I had everything. Is this Febreze Scent Stories unit that I just bought the other day. I bought this on Tuesday, I think. Wednesday, I think, is the day I went down and met with Chrissy in Columbus and went to the bins. And I bought this for $2.99, and it came with 2 of the Scent Stories discs, and I've got those up for sale separately, and those are priced around $22 with free ship. I sold this for $12.99 plus shipping, because the unit just doesn't sell for as much. $12.99 plus shipping for a total of $19.82. And since then, I have had a couple of other things sell. I have had a vacuum, a steam mop, which will be fun to list. Some slot car guardrail, track guardrail, and an Al's Room ionizer. And I'll show you all of those tomorrow, but those are the things that I sold over the weekend. Again, kind of slow, but we'll take it. I did go to the thrift store on my way home. There's just not a lot there. I spent about 30 bucks. No, I spent $20.37, I believe. Because I went in there thinking I don't want to spend too much. But I bought this, and, you know, I'm not a big fan of this kind of stuff as far as for personal use. But, you know, somebody will like this. I paid $4.99, $3.99 for this. It's pretty decent size. It's got these chains for hanging. And it's just like a stained glass carousel horse window pane thing. I'm going to try and get about $35 out of that. We'll see. I may price it even higher. I don't know. I'm not sure if I'm going to give this to my sister or sell it. I paid $2.99 for this. She has a chicken motif in her kitchen, a chicken theme. It says cackle often, cluck less, and crow more. Just a cute wooden bowl that's painted. You know, Mother's Day's coming, and I'm a tightwad. And I saw this and thought it was really cute. May keep it, may give it to my daughter. I'm not sure. May sell it. It says, "Do you want an adventure now, or shall we have our tea first?" And that's a quote from Peter Pan. And I paid $2.99 for this. Really cute. I did not look this up. So I'm hoping I did okay on it. This is the tag reading system. I paid $3.99 for it. Let's see. I don't know if this one needs batteries or not. It probably needs batteries, but which is no big deal. But if you're not familiar with this, this wand will read the words in this book. So it came with, and this is made by Leapfrog, it came with 5 books, the pen, and the case. And I'm hoping I can get about 25, 30 bucks out of this. I'm not sure. I may not be able to get that much. But, and I'll have to test that wand to make sure it works. But, I've sold those before. I think I've sold the wand before for about 12 or 15 maybe. And so maybe I can get 25 out of that entire lot. I really will just have to look it up. And then the last thing I bought during this supposed spending freeze for May, I bought this for myself. I don't think I can sell it. I don't know. It's got a little bit of damage on the top, but I'm just somebody that doesn't care because nobody will even notice it probably. And it's going to sit over. I've already got a spot for it. But it's just this painted wooden box. And it just spoke to me, okay? I walked by it. I was walking by it, minding my own business, and it was like it reached out to grab me. Anyway, $5 for this. So I'm really trying to monitor what I'm buying for myself because I just don't need a bunch of stuff, but I just like that. So, and while I had to stop at the grocery store. While I was there, there was a woman that walked by me and she was just talking. Like, she wasn't talking out loud. It's just, she was having that conversation in her head, but her mouth was moving. And, I used to think, like, years and years, decades ago, how creepy that was, people walking around like they must be insane or something. And I just find it surprising, I guess, that people, that so many people are so busy and like they can't slow down their brain, that they are having these conversations, just talking, when there's nobody else in the room. Well, there's nobody else in this room either, but I digress. Anyway, I just was thinking, we need to decompress a little bit. If there's so much going on that we have to have these conversations that are so intense with ourselves that we are actually moving our mouth. So I'm guilty of it, though. Anyway, I'm going to go get this stuff put away. I'm going to start shipping it, which is the whole point of why I went to the storage unit already and got these things, even though I've sold a couple things since then. Since I got home, I sold 3 more things. But that gives me the opportunity to go ahead and get this stuff packed up so I don't have to try and ship so much in the morning. And then when I get done, I'm going to come back and talk to you about the messages that I got from a person looking for basically they wanted about 45% off my price plus free shipping, and how I handle a request like that. So you guys stick around. Hey guys, I wanted to show you this message I got yesterday, and it was overnight, Friday night into yesterday, and it was someone asking me for quite a discount on a bag. And anyway, it's how to handle a situation like this, like potentially how you could handle a situation like this. It's not that big a deal. I just wanted to share this example with you. So I have these messages open in Snagit Editor. I haven't changed anything in the messages. I just did it this way so I could manage them and scroll through them easily, and I could blur out his name and things like that. So nothing hinky going on here. This is the actual message. It says, my name is Jeffrey and I work at a trauma center, and we need a code bag for codes and emergencies, and this bag is perfect. It has been listed for a while. I'm willing to pay $150, $160 for the bag with free shipping. I can't pay more because I don't have that much in my account and I'm a college student. I know it's a lot to ask, but I'm really interested in this bag and this bag, and it can hold everything we need as respiratory therapists, and our department will not pay over $130 for a bag. but I'm willing to pay a little extra, so could you please accept my offer? I know it's a lot to ask, and everyone says that they understand and they wish they could, but no, they don't, because we are late to codes because we can't take the necessary equipment with us, and that delays patient care. So please seriously think about considering my offer. So there's a couple of credibility issues with this, with this situation. And one of them is the fact that their trauma department or their hospital won't pay more than $130 for the bag. How would he even know that? I don't know things like that. I used to work in a hospital. I never knew things like that. And basically, he just wants to get this bag cheaper than um, cheaper than what I'm asking. It has not been listed for a long time. It's only been listed for about 2 weeks. Not even. Not even 2 weeks. It's only been listed for about a week. And I just wanted to show you the bag that we're talking about. Is this one I showed you guys a couple weeks ago, and I just got it listed last week. The normal price for this bag is about $330 with free shipping. This one is new with tags. It has a couple of small scuffs on it, so I dropped the price, but I am charging shipping. And this bag is as big as a piece of luggage. This is the going price. This is very, very high quality equipment. And, it's professional equipment. So just want to clear that up. And I received this message from him twice, not twice in a row, but once like Friday night and the other time Saturday morning. One was asking a question about shipping. The next one was asking a question about the item, and they were the same message. And this is a newer-ish account. There's only 3 feedback. So, do I think that they're trying to scam me per se? Not really. I think they're just trying to get a good deal. I think that there are probably some truths to what he's saying. He probably works in a trauma center. I don't know that they are late to codes. That would be a problem. When someone codes, they are in every type of distress. They may not be able to breathe. Their heart may be failing, whatever. So, he wants to offer me $150 with free shipping. This thing's probably going to cost $30 bucks, $40 to ship, I think, going through FedEx. I don't really know, because I'm not sure where he is. But anyway, let's go on to the next one. This is my response. And I was a little, my knee-jerk reaction, because I'm just a jerk sometimes, is, you're not getting my bag for that much. I mean, come on, you're kidding me, right? But this was my response. Good morning. I got your message last night, and I understand and empathize with your plight. However, the items I sell on eBay support my family, and selling this item at about 45% off with free shipping just isn't possible. It may be prudent for you to talk to the trauma center administrators about a bigger budget for a costly item like this. Perhaps they will be willing to use grant money to purchase it, or maybe you can have a raffle, bake sale, or silent auction to raise funds. Good luck. And that's all I expect. That's all I expected to hear out of this. I immediately get a message back. I understand you need to support your family, so I will tell you this, and this is not because you did not accept my offer. I tell everyone who is trying to sell medical bags, because I have another account, and I've sold 2 Stat Pack bags in the week last year. Hey, just friendly advice I figured I would tell you, but I really don't think anyone will pay $200 for a medical bag. There are so much more bags that are cheaper. I sold 2 Stat Packs, a new one for $100 and a used one for $80. Do what you want, but I don't think anyone will pay $200 to $300 for a medical bag, new or not. I have two the exact thing to a couple of other sellers, and they managed to lower their price to around $200. But I'm just telling you this so you can possibly get it sold quicker. Believe me, if my department would give us a bigger budget, we would get that at around $200, but I won't use my money. Like I said, I told others the the same exact thing, and they contacted me a week later and said it worked. Thanks again. So right here he's saying I don't think anyone would pay $200 to $300 for a bag, and right here he says if they got $200 he would buy the bag. So he's contradicting himself, and this is what people. This person is a manipulator. Um, Probably not a bad person. They're just trying to manipulate this situation to benefit them. And, they're trying to bargain. And that's really common in a lot of foreign cultures particularly, but it's common here too, especially on eBay, to try and bargain with somebody. But I am not interested in bargaining for a bag that I have priced correctly and has not been listed for very long. So he sends me another message back right after this one. And he said, like, for instance, this seller had a bag listed for $280 to $300. I told him I saw a brand new medical kit like that was stocked and being sold for $95 to $100. He lowered his price, and he had already sold one of the two he had listed. Again, nothing personal. I just try to help others out. This is the bag that he's talking about. This bag is $100 plus $50 shipping. It's still at $150. So, and this bag is not sold. So, and I don't expect this bag to sell quickly when it just, the only title says EMS bag. So, I did respond to this with, thanks for the advice, but I have this bag competitively priced for the size, quality, features, and brand of this bag. Other sellers have their own business model and target margins and make selling decisions based on those factors. I have my own pricing and discounting structures, and I'm willing to wait a little longer for potentially a bigger profit margin. I hope you find the right bag at the right price for you. Again, good luck in your search. And to that, I did not respond again, and he sent me another email. Thanks again, and believe me, I understand the price. I understand the price. He knows that I priced this bag correctly. I am very familiar with the bag. I do sports medicine on the side, and this is the bag that our school athletic training department used. And it's not cheap. But of course, that's why we had to make sure it was the one we wanted before purchasing, because it's not a cheaper bag, is what he means, to buy, and it wouldn't be easy to sell. If I could have used the athletic training budget to purchase another, then I would, because we have one of these already for sports medicine. And he shows me a picture of the bag that I have, like being used by somebody at an event. So basically what I learned over these couple of messages, because I stood firm in my decision, was that he knows what this bag is worth. He knows the quality of the bag. He's familiar with the bag. And he's just trying to get this bag for dirt cheap. And there are times when I'm willing to sell a bag or sell an item for a lot cheaper than I have it listed, something that maybe I've had for a long time, or I'm afraid I may not get another buyer for. There are times when I will go ahead and mark it down. This is not one of those scenarios. I'm not willing to wiggle on this bag that is newly listed, and I think is at the right price. So anyway, I was just showing you kind of a professional way of how to handle situations like this. I used to be an insurance investigator. Don't hate me. Don't be hating on me. But those skills taught me to look at, because I did a lot of work over the phone and via mail and email, to look at, language and quite frankly, punctuation and because that just drives me crazy anyway. I'm a grammar Nazi. There's not a bit of punctuation in this except for one period. But so it makes it very difficult to read, and anyway, I'm going to get off of this. I'm going to leave it alone. Handle these things. You can tell it's gotten under my skin a little bit, but I didn't let it get under my skin with him. I have an item he wants. He wants the item for cheaper than what I'm willing to sell it for. The end of story. Handle it professionally. Kill them with kindness, because that's what I've tried to do here. I was polite. I was professional. And that's what I was trying to do there. But anyway, I just want to show you an example of how to handle that. Maybe some things to look for when you're talking about credibility. He has low credibility with me right now because he has been dishonest through these emails. But hopefully he'll find what he needs, and he'll find it for the price that he needs. This just isn't the price, or this isn't the bag for him. Anyway, I digress. That's about all I have for you guys today. I'm going to get some other stuff listed. I'm going to try and source a little bit in the morning, and try to get those things listed as well. I'm going to try and do some cleanup work on my current listings to maybe prompt a few more sales. I did sell a couple more things, and I'll show you those in the morning. But until then, just remember that the dream works when you do. So keep dreaming and keep working, and I'll see you the next time.